Hello everyone, good day to you today. Welcome to the first episode in the series Keep Calm and Prepare for IELTS. Since this is the very first episode, I want to start first by saying a few words about what this is and why I'm doing this. In this series of short videos on my channel, I will talk about some useful strategies you could use when preparing for the IELTS. I will go into details of some of the things you should do to prepare yourself for each sections of the IELTS academic test. Then I'm going to share with you a list of good books and learning materials that might help you in your journey to your IELTS. We will begin by talking about how to find out information about the IELTS. You may wonder why this step is necessary. Well, I personally believe in this quote from Sun Tzu. To win the battle with your enemy, you need both to know about your enemy and to know about yourself. In the context of preparing for the IELTS, it means knowing about what the test asks you to do and knowing about the types of mistakes you often make when dealing with the test. Through practice, you will no longer fear the test and you will eventually spot and fix most of your mistakes. That, I think, is the path to improvement and success, not just for the IELTS, but for life too. This is the list of steps I follow on my own journey to the score 8.5 in my IELTS. Start by going on the net and find out as much as possible about the IELTS. This is knowing your enemy. Next, find a good practice book and test yourself under term condition to see what your English level currently is. This is the first step in knowing about yourself. When both your strong and weak points has been apparent to you, focus on finding the specific kinds of practice you could use to improve what you think you are weak at. For example, if you are like me and you find it hard at first to deal with listening to people spelling their names on the IELTS listening test, then go to YouTube and find videos lessons where teachers spell out different names and different telephone numbers for you to practice writing down. You can also find advice and strategies specifically for this area that you need to work on once you know that what your weakness area is. On your journey, remember to re-evaluate yourself regularly, once a month or twice a week. How often it is entirely up to you. Consider setting aside a few hours a week, searching the internet for advice about the IELTS. There are many people who have succeeded in preparing for the IELTS and are willing to share their experience with others on the internet. Don't let that go to waste. And finally, when you are close to a real test, I suggest trying the practice test again at least several times under term condition, similar to what you can find in the real test, to train yourself to get used to the pressure and no longer fear the test. Here are some keywords for your Google search. Search IELTS test format to know about the kind of questions you will find in the test. Search IELTS score explained to see how you will be evaluated by the examiners. And search IELTS question types with the specific skills you want to work on. For example, IELTS question types reading, IELTS question types writing or speaking or listening, to know the more specific question types you may find within each sessions of the IELTS test. And don't forget the videos on YouTube. Like this video, there are many useful other videos in which people with experience in dealing with the IELTS will talk about what other candidates should do to prepare for a test. Besides the videos in English, there may even be videos on YouTube about IELTS that is spoken in your language. They might be made by people from your country, or they might be videos in English but has been added subtitles in your language. Find those videos if you find it hard to watch a video spoken in English. Oh, and one more thing. Remember to find out early on your journey which type of IELTS test you want to take, academic or general training, because there are some differences between the two types. You may want to know them as early as possible, since knowing about this can help you choose the books and teachers and decide on a preparation course that suit your need the most. And as you can see here, the differences lie in the reading and writing sections. Pause the video to read them more carefully if you need to, according to your reason why you need to take the IELTS, like whether you want to take the IELTS to immigrate, to study, or just to test your English level. You may choose differently. Think about it and make sure to pick the right test for you. Now, there are 3 documents I think you should have somewhere near your study area. They are the band scores for writing task 1, writing task 2, and for speaking. What I did was I printed these out. They are available for free on the internet, and I stick them on the wall near my desk. I aim to get a band 8, so I highlighted the row of information about band 8, and then I used them as my specific aims when preparing for the IELTS. This is a more specific way for you to see what you need to achieve, rather than just saying vaguely that I want to get a band 8 score.